Boys, George Pell. What is up? Adrian Nickelodeon coming at you from Sydney, Australia. We just picked up some of the electrics that I need to, I don't know if you guys remember in that dashcam video, but I said that I wanted to wire it to a separate switch. I also want to fuse it just to make sure that the electrics are safe and that my bike doesn't burn down. If you don't know what the hell I'm talking about, we're running a dashcam on this bike. So there's a rear camera right here and there's a front camera just down here tucked away in between the lights. And yeah, it's a mad little bit of kit. So if you haven't seen that video, I'll link it down in the description. It will be the first link. And we're just leaving Jaycar Electronics right now, and I wanted to talk to you guys about something other that's electronic. Pretty excited for this one. The boys at Solid GPS, Nathan and Trent, who are the founders of the company, and Riz, who is one of their engineers. These guys got in contact with me. How do we get out of here? I've never been here before. These boys got in contact with me. They've started a GPS tracker company called Solid GPS, all Australian owned, designed, assembled here in Australia. Mate, can't ask for any better than that. So they sent me a couple of trackers and we're going to do a review, but I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit first about why motorcycle trackers. No way, got a green light. Make sure no one's coming through the intersection. My phone's ringing. I don't know who the fuck that is. I just want to get this video done. Just real quick, I do have enough room to pull up in front of this guy, but I'm not going to because I'm just used to filtering like this, starting off in the middle. When the lights change, take off, try not to be the first one into the intersection, just in case someone's running a red light, and then choose the lane that I want to be in. Alright guys, here's the reality of owning a motorcycle. If someone wants to steal your bike, they're going to. They're just going to take it. Everyone's seen that video where the guys load the bike up into the van and it's gone within about 8 seconds, I believe. It's that easy. Nothing's going to stop someone from getting your bike if they really want it. A little bit of background on my experience with motorcycle trackers. Back in, I don't even know what year it was, but I used to ride a 2004 Yamaha R1 before I got the 2009 Yamaha R1, and it was stolen from me while I was warming it up and no more than 5 meters away from the bike by an opportunistic thief. Now luckily that R1 had a tracker on it at the time. I called up the tracking company, we started tracking the bike, the police were involved. The police had my bike back within 45 minutes. Couldn't have asked for a better result. Unfortunately, that company, probably about a year after my bike was stolen, they went out of business. I don't know why. It's such an amazing, underrated product, having a tracker on your bike, in your car, on your trailers, in your work machinery. Like, mate, it is like the best insurance you could have for your pride and joy. Fast forward a couple of years, I got the 2009 Yamaha R1, wanted a tracker, decided to buy one of the cheap ones from China that you put your own SIM card in, attach it to the battery. I mean, it worked okay for about 3 months, and then my bike stopped starting as well as it used to. It took me ages to work out that the tracker was like boiling hot underneath my seat. There was some sort of short circuit within the circuitry inside the tracker, and it was creating a parasitic draw when my bike was turned off on the battery, which absolutely killed my battery in the end, and I had to go and buy a new battery for the bike. Gave up on that, looked around, there wasn't anything out there that really appealed to me. The big issue I have with trackers is a lot of the time they connect to the battery. Thieves know this, and the first thing that they'll do after they load the bike into the van or into a truck is that they'll disconnect the battery terminals to stop sending power to the tracker, so that the tracker can't be tracked by law enforcement. Back in the day, man, this game was like 20 years ago, this game was completely different. Organized gangs would load bikes up into the back of large trucks. They'd have air tools ready. They would start disassembling the bike into parts as they were driving down the highway while they were still moving, just in case someone was tracking. Like, it was so sophisticated back in the day. These days it seems like any little junkie is just like stealing a bike out in public. It's ridiculous. Fast forward to a month ago, Solid GPS. I'd heard about them, didn't know much about them. They got in contact with me, did a little bit more research. Best thing about the Solid GPS is it does not attach to the battery. It has its own battery built in, which means that you can hide it anywhere in the bike. If someone steals your motorbike and disconnects the battery terminals, Solid GPS will still work just fine. A little bit about the Solid GPS. The battery takes 6 hours to charge, lasts between 3 and 6 months, depending on the usage. I'm going to stop here in the shade, under the shade of the Coolabah tree, because it's freaking hot. Yeah, no wires, simple tiny little box. I'll show you guys what it looks like. You can hide it literally anywhere in the bike. You can put it underneath the seat, you can put it inside the airbox, literally anywhere you want you can hide this thing. Now the way the tracker works, if you come out and you find out that your bike's gone, you log onto the app, you hit the emergency mode button, and every 1 minute it will relay GPS coordinates to you. Good thing about the app too is there's a sharing function, so you can press the sharing function and get a link that you can share with law enforcement, and they'll have access to the location of your tracker straight away, so they can also track your... Fuck, this bike's loud, bro. So they can also track your bike in real time and hopefully get your asset back in record time. Now, like I said, it's an Australian company, Australian designed, Australian built, manufacturing facilities right here. They wrote right here in Australia, down in Melbourne. Australian customer support. The Solid GPS currently works in the entire Oceania region, so Australia, New Zealand, also works in all of Indonesia, all of Asia. If you're from a country outside of those areas, you'd have to email support and check with them to find out if your country's supported. But they're expanding rapidly. Over the last 2 years, they've really built a pretty solid brand for their Solid GPS. The tracker uses Vodafone and Telstra SIM cards, so Telstra's pretty much all of Australia, but they do. So I did speak to Nathan personally, and he did tell me that if someone, for example, lived out in the middle of Australia in the desert, and for whatever reason the GPS tracker didn't work, they're happy to provide a full refund on the hardware costs as a money-back satisfaction guarantee, as basically a guarantee that the tracker will work in your area. Alright, the initial outlay of the tracker is, I think it's about 180 bucks, and then you've got monthly tracking fees, which are $7 a month currently, but I believe there's going to be a slight price rise to $9 per month at the end of this year. Don't quote me on that. Click on the link down in the description below and check out their website for their current pricing. The pricing is pretty damn decent. I mean, some other tracking companies charge for the tracker and then they want you to pay 30 bucks. Then they want you to pay 30 bucks a month for a 2-year contract. When I had my tracker back in the day through QuickTrack, it was something like $400 for the tracker and then $300 per year to have the asset tracked. So this is exponentially cheaper than those two options, that's for sure. So the Solid GPS is exponentially cheaper in that respect, and I think paying $7 a month just for that peace of mind, knowing where your bike is 24/7, yeah, bro, that is like the easiest decision I've ever made in my life, and I've made that decision multiple times in my life. Tracker is the best way to go. Anyway, they've given me a coupon code to get an extra month of free tracking. So I believe you get the first month free, they're going to give you another month free, so 2 months free tracking. The code at checkout is EXTRAAJ if you want to take advantage of that. Now, they did give me a little instruction letter. Right at the bottom it said that they'd love to hear feedback. So this little section at the back of the video, this is for Nathan and especially Rick, their engineer. Guys, some things that I don't like about the Solid GPS. Your app, when you open up the application, the landing page is an advertisement. What I want to see on the app when I open it is the dashboard. I want to see where my bike is straight away. I think that they've just simply connected... Hey, trucks locked up the wheels. Oh, smell that rubber. Missed a gear, what the frig, man. I'm getting lazy. I need to like articulate my ankle a little bit more. That was embarrassing. Alright, the app landing page should be the dashboard. Rick, just some feedback, man. if someone's downloading the app, they've already bought the tracker. You don't need to resell them the tracker. So it doesn't make sense to have like all this stuff and testimonials and, you know, what the tracker does on the app, on the landing page, because people that like I said, people that download the app, they've already got the tracker. They don't need to be sold on the product. And honestly, like, the first thing I do is I open up the app, select the burger icon, and then hit dashboard. Like, it should just open up straight to the dashboard. What bike is that, bro? What is that? Aprilia RSV4, maybe? Guys, Nathan, Trent, you guys are the CEOs of Solid GPS. You guys are the rock stars. I think you guys are showing awesome initiative. I wish you guys all the best. Australian owned company, 100% fucking back you guys, man. I really do hope you guys succeed. And in saying that, I'm actually going to be down in Melbourne. Watch this, I'm going to slip into traffic, right? I thought that van was going to go straight. In saying that, I'm going to be down in Melbourne around the Christmas period. It would be an absolute honour to come down and check out your operation, your manufacturing facilities, have a walkthrough of your facility and show the guys on the channel exactly what an Australian built business looks like on the inside. Yeah, boys, really, I wish you guys all the best. Subscribers, guys that are watching this video, please check them out. Link down in the description below for Solid GPS. Coupon code EXTRAAJ at checkout. And I want to talk about the Solid GPS after I've used it a little bit, show you guys a little bit more of the features. This is a little bit more of just an introduction video to the GPS. But yeah, we'll see you guys in the next episode.